Okay, chapter 1 is introduction. So, to learn more about the engineering ethics, first I need to explain some case study. A Honda car had an accident, so the impact of the collision caused the Honda airbags to be deployed. But instead of saving the occupant, the airbags killed the occupant. So the issue involved defective inflator and propellant devices that may deploy improperly in the event of a crash, shooting metal fragments into the vehicle occupants. So the effect is approximately 42 million vehicles are potentially affected in the United States, and at least 7 million have been recalled worldwide. On June 25, 2017, Takata filed for the Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the United States and filed for the bankruptcy protection in Japan, owing more in compensation than is possible for its survivor. So from this study case is Honda car should be deploy airbags. So the objective of airbag to have airbag is saving the occupant. But now airbags kill the occupant. The New York Times has published a report suggesting that Takata knew about the airbag issue in 2004, conducting secret tests of work hours to verify the problem. The result confirmed major issues with the inflators, and engineers quickly began researching a solution. But instead of notifying federal safety regulators and moving forward with fixes, Takata executive ordered its engineer to destroy the data and dispose of the physical evidence. This occurred a full 4 years before Takata publicly acknowledged the problem. So the main issue is the Takata executive order is engineered to destroy the data as a proof, as a evidence in the court. So the dilemma faces by the design engineer who work in the Takata were to balance the safety of the people who would be riding the car against the need to produce the airbag at a price that would be competitive in the market. So from this study case, the Qatar airbag case is just one example of the ethical problems faced by engineers in the course of their professional practice. So what is this ethics? So from that, the Takata executive asked engineer to destroy all the proof, all the evidence, and they come out with a dilemma of the design engineer to design with the honest design. That so the ethic here is the study of the characteristics of moral. So ethic also deals with the moral choices that are made by each person in his or her relationship with other persons. So engineering ethics is the rules and standards governing the conduct of engineers in their role as a professional market. So ethics is about the moral. Ethics is about the moral choice. So engineering ethics is a rule and moral, a rule and standard with a governing the conduct of engineers in their role as professional market. Why engineering ethics? The work of engineer can affect public health and safety and can influence business practices and even politics. So our goal here is frequently summing up using the term of moral autonomy. Moral autonomy is the ability to think critically and independently about moral issues and to apply this moral thinking to situations that arise in the course of professional engineering practice. Rather, the goal is to train you to analyze complex problems and learn to resolve these problems in the most ethical manner. So why is it important for engineering students to learn engineering ethics? The important is several notorious cases that have received a great deal of media attention in the past few years have led engineers to gain an increased sense of their professional responsibilities. These cases have led to an awareness of the importance of ethics within the engineering profession, as engineers realize how their technical work and has far-reaching impacts on society. So, the importance of ethics is about moral awareness and how the, the engineer realize how their technical work has far-reaching the impacts of society. So the example of engineering, the study case of engineering ethics, the failure of engineering, uh, the engineering failure is like Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster, the Bhopal chemical plant disaster, the space shuttle disaster, Takata airbag failure, Boeing 737 MAX maneuvering characteristic augmentation system, low cost airlines maintenance. This is a sum the engineering failure caused by the failure of the engineering ethics. So why engineering ethics? So you will learn technique for analyzing and resolving ethical problems when they arise. Our goal is frequently summing up using the term moral autonomy. So the moral autonomy is the ability to think critically and independently about moral issue and to apply this moral thinking to situations that arise in the course of professional engineering practice. So the goal here is not to train you to do the right thing when ethical choice is obvious and you already know the thing to do. Rather, the goal is to train you to analyze complex problems and learn to resolve this problem in the most ethical manner. So engineering is managing the unknowns. So one source of ethical issue is encountered in the course of engineering practice is a lack of knowledge. So engineers often encounter situations in which they don't have all of the information needed. So by its nature, engineering design is about creating new device and product. So you design new circuit, you design new prototype. So when something is new, many questions need to be answered. How well does it work? How will it affect people? What change will this lead to in society? How well will this work under all of the conditions that it will be exposed to? Is it safe? If there are some safety concerns, how bad are they? Or what are the effects of doing nothing? So the question is keep remind in mind. So this is this is we call the enduring is a managing the unknown. So when you design the new, so you have come up with a new thing, new question. So how to handle the new question? So enduring ethics is the answer. Beside that, we have a personal versus business ethic. Personal ethic deals with how we treat others in our day-to-day life, and professional business ethic often involves choices on an organizational level rather than a personal level. So the scope of engineering ethics is engineering as social experimentation, the engineer responsibility for safety, as and the engineering ethic is a responsibility to employees, right of engineer, global issues, engineer and managers, consultant and leaders. So this is the scope of the engineering ethics. So the origin of ethical thought. The Western ethical thought that is discussed here originated in the philosophy of the ancient Greek and their predecessor. So it has been developed through subsequent centuries by many thinkers in the Judeo-Christian tradition. Although for many individuals, personal ethics are rooted in religious belief, this is not true for everyone. So it has come up with the ethics and the law. The practice of engineering is governed by many laws of the international, federal, state, and local levels. Many of these laws are based on ethical principles. There is also a distinction between what is illegal and what is ethical. Many things that are legal could be considered unethical. For example, designing a process that releases a non-toxic but unregulated substance into the environment is probably unethical, although it is illegal. It is illegal. So that there have many things that legal could be considered unethical or illegal could be considered as ethical. So you need to consider uh, that is the engineering ethics. Conversely, just because something is illegal doesn't mean that it's unethical. For example, there might be a substance that were once thought to be harmful but have now been shown to be safe that you wish to incorporate into a product. If the law has not caught up with the latest scientific findings, it might be illegal to release this substance into the environment, even though there is no ethical problem in doing so. Moral act is based on internal and possibly external sense of what is inherently right or good. Legal acts are simply acts that conform to the law. So driving 5 miles on an hour over the speed limit is not generally kept to be immoral, but it's illegal. Providing first aid to someone is probably a moral act, but as the law is silent on this act is neither legal or nor illegal. As an engineer, you are always minimally safe if you follow the requirement of the applicable law. But in engineering ethics, we seek to go beyond the dictates of the law. So we need to find what the ethics, what the law, what the relation with ethics and law to give the more definition of engineering ethics. Engineering ethic problem like a design problem. So in engineering design, there is no unique correct answer. So although the nature of the solution to the problem in ethics will be different from those in most engineering classes, approach to the problem and the ultimate solution will be similar to those in engineering practice. So from here, we need to know the what is engineering ethics, why we study engineering ethics, and what the relation ethics and law, and how we need to define engineering ethics beyond the law that is all together of the engineering ethics. Thank you.